story, it seems to me that you have been walked in an unpaved terrain. You navigate and operate where people never have navigated before. What is your most striking experience so far when working with LBG? What do we don't know about being you?
How much time do I have?
1 minute. No.
No, I think that for me personally, it helped that I took on that responsibility at an early age, and I have always been sort of a entrepreneur at heart. But I think the Biokraft story right now is maybe unique, but I think that other companies will follow, and what we are doing will not be so unique. Hopefully in the not too distant future, because we are welcoming other parties to the table. I think that in order to, if you find yourself too alone in this market, that's not a good thing. You should have many producers, providers of the same thing in order for a market to function well. And also for customers, that's very important. They may make, I mean, Hurtigruten, I think they did a wise decision, but I think they also partially based that decision on the expectation that there will be other producers of liquid biogas in the not too distant future. That makes a lot of sense for them, and it makes a lot of sense for us too.
Yeah. Are you profitable today?
Yes, I can answer that very precisely. We have actually, since we started up our factory in 2018, we have turned a positive cash flow EBITDA month by month, every month since the autumn of 2018. So we're very happy with that.
Fantastic. Now we open up for questions. We got one here straight away.
Yes, sir.
What are your main strategies for dealing with your solid leftovers?
Yeah, good question. I talk a lot about LBG.
You can just repeat the question.
Yeah, what is our strategy for dealing with our, you said solid leftovers. Actually, what we do when we produce biogas, the raw gas we upgrade and then we liquefy it. The other stuff we split into fractions, and we have one sort of gold fraction, which is the refined biofertilizer. We had a very successful fertilizing season this summer, so we have involved the R&D institutions related to agriculture to follow a team of pilot farmers utilizing this. For the more solid part of our remains, it is being refined to an earth product. So I think also soil. Soil is also maybe not such a big demand today, but I think it will become an increasingly important product as we run out of good soil in Europe and other places on the planet. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a question there as well, Duncan.
You mentioned that you've gone from 10 years to go to a commercial plant. The time scale, that's quite a fast time scale for the petrochemicals area. And I'm thinking we have a lot of dialogue with companies which are trying to get a pilot in place or a demonstration plant in place. So do you have any sort of general learnings which explain why you've gone over to achieving a commercial scale production, or is it something which is specific for the biogas value chain?
It's a very good question, Duncan. It's very important to make money because that's how you stay alive. So actually the world's largest LBG factory is not the first factory we built. We built our first factory at Biokraft already in 2011. We put it into operation 2012, and then we sold it in 2013 to our biggest competitor. That was a bio oil segment, so it was slightly different. And then we decided that whoever we sold it to, we also made a deal with them that we could get more feedstock for future biogas production, and then we started developing what I've told you about, the world's largest liquid biogas factory. And I was actually mentioning it when I ran through my presentation. We could never afford to do a pilot or a demonstration, so we had a different way of looking at it. It would be interesting to try something. We talked a lot to the people from CRI in Houston, like other Norwegian companies. It would be interesting to do a demo there. We certainly had the invitation to do that too, but we decided to do something where we thought the sort of technology hurdle to be successful was lower, and then we went for that full scale. If that is what we will do in the future, not necessarily so, but for us, in our particular context, it made a lot of sense. I don't know if that answered your question, but different context, different things that make sense. Thank you.
Good one. Another question for Håvard?
Hi, it's Miriam Roda from Supergen Bioenergy Hub. We actually do a pilot in a different context in the Philippines on rice straw, and we're looking at different business models, how to actually make the whole system beneficial. And I think the first question you got was actually quite interesting from a point of view what we do, because it seems like your byproducts play quite an important role, because you actually called it something golden. So for me, it would be quite interesting to understand how much your digestate and your kind of like what you call your soil compost product and your fertilizer, how the kind of like the ratio in terms of kind of like benefits from the whole system is. So is your main product or your main income through the biogas, or is it actually only viable to do it because you have these byproducts?
It's a very good question, and this is work in progress. It's the title here is The Quest for Green Profitability. Internally, we call it the Eternal Quest for Green Profitability. Today, we are only having revenues from the sale of liquid biogas, but we are working on getting revenues from the other products, but we don't have that today. I think that answers your question. Yep.
But that is, of course, important in the future, I guess.
That's what we're working towards, Anders. That's what we're working towards. And when we are doing that successfully, then we can broaden our feedstock intake, we can lower our LBG production price. It's a lot of effects. It's very important. Getting there.
I think it's time to thank you for your presentation and
Thank
your
you.
answers.
Thank you.
You so much. And Håvard, there is, Håvard, a small gift also from organizers.
Thank you.
Thank you.